Do you have a 2003 to a 2006 Cadillac Escalade? Well, I just picked up a 2004 Cadillac Escalade ESV. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome back. But if you're new, well, welcome. You'll definitely want to subscribe to my channel because I'll show you how to save tons of money doing your own repairs on your Cadillac Escalade. But before we get started, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell. Believe it or not, this really helps me to continue making these repair videos. Okay, in this video, you're going to see me replace my buttons in these two videos on my Yukon Denali. The Yukon Denali and the Escalade use the same parts on the steering wheel. You can interchange these parts between the Yukon Denali and the Escalade. You use the same repair techniques and parts. Okay, let's get started. Well, this is going to be the first part of a two-part series here on how to remove and replace your steering wheel control buttons. The reason why I'm doing it in two parts is because the two top ones are easy to do. The two bottom ones are kind of hard to do. So I'm going to separate the two. So when you're ready, go ahead and click above on the right-hand corner there, and it'll take you to part 2. Chances being the two top ones are going to be worn or the lights aren't working, so I'm going to go ahead and do that video first. If you want to replace the two bottom ones, go ahead and look at part 2 video. That one's a little more harder. You're going to have to remove the airbag. So if your control buttons are worn, or if the lights aren't working, or you got little chips in it like mine, watch this video and I'll show you how to replace the two top control buttons. It's really easy to do and it only takes one tool. So let's get started. Well, if you look at the picture on the left side, that's what my buttons look like. Looking at it for a while didn't bug me, but when the lights went out, I knew I had to do something. I didn't realize that you could replace these buttons. And if you look on the right side, after I removed and replaced them, you can see how much better they look. Plus the lights work now. So I'm glad I replaced them. And it really wasn't that hard to do, and it didn't take a lot of tools. Okay, one of the first things I did was obviously get the buttons, so I looked on eBay and found there was a lot of them on there for different prices. I decided to get all 4 buttons, thinking that all 4 of them were easy to replace. The ones I bought were like the factory buttons, meaning that the light, when it came on, it was white. They have a few buttons out there that come in different colors, and there are some companies you can take your buttons out and send them to the company, and they'll put a LED color of your choice in there. So I got these ones because they were a good price, and they were made in the USA, and it was free delivery. After I ordered the parts came in about, I want to say about 7 business days if I remember. So I got this box, and I got 4 buttons, obviously. Wow, what a difference. Until now, I didn't realize how bad my switch was. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, let's take a look at the back side. Well, you can see what type of plug that's going in it. And you can see 2 plastic clips that help it stay in, I guess. I believe it clicks in, from what I can see. Oh, by the way, did I tell you I've never done this repair before? This is the button we're going to install first. Let's look at the other one. Well, it looks the same to me, just looks like the other one. I'm not going to show you the 2 smaller switches. You'll see that on the part 2 video. Let me show you here right now how I'm going to remove this button. The first thing you're going to need is a pick that's bent approximately 90 degrees. This is the one that I'm using. I got this at Harbor Freight. They were about $3 or $4. There's 4 in a pack. What we're going to do is we're going to take the pick and we're going to slide it in between the bottom or top part of the switch, in between the switch and the steering wheel, right where the red arrow's at. Let me show you how we're going to do this. Okay, pretend we're sitting in front of the steering wheel and we're looking at the button. You can see the pick, the way it's positioned. It's positioned at approximately 9 o'clock. We're going to slide it in between the switch and the steering wheel, and we're going to slide it back, and we're going to turn the pick to 10 o'clock position. Here, let me show you what it's going to look like in the back when you do this. Okay, you got the pick at 9 o'clock position. You're going to slide it back. Once you got it back, you want to clear the button in the back, and you're going to turn your pick at 10 o'clock position. Once you've got it hooked on in the back, you can start to pull it out, and the button should slide right out. Let me show you again so you get a better visual of what you're going to do. Hopefully this helps. Okay, as you can see, I started from the top, but you can start from the bottom, but it's the same principle. Just stick it in, get behind it, and turn it a quarter turn, and pull out. Now don't pull too hard, because there's a wire behind there, and you don't have very much length. You don't want to pull the plug out of the wire, so be careful. There you go, got it out. Okay, be careful as you pull this plug out, because you don't have very much slack in the wire that's behind it. So just get enough room so you can look inside there. You can see that black tab right where the red arrow's at. With your pick, you're going to apply some pressure, and if you have to, get behind the white part of the button and kind of get behind it to remove the tab. And just carefully move outward and it should unplug. There you go, we got it out. Okay, now let's get our new button and let's plug it in. Now if you got small fingers, this is going to be easy. But if you're like me, that have fingers like Vienna sausages, it's going to be tough. So what you can do is try and get it plugged in as best you can, and use the pick and come behind the plug and shove it in until you hear it click. Once it's clicked in, you've got it in. Again, just use your pick and come behind the plug and push it into the button. It's pretty simple. It's really not that hard. You may have to give it a couple of tries, but I know you can do it. There you go. We got it in now. Now before you shove it back in, we want to make sure that it's working correctly. So turn your key on and turn your radio on and turn your volume button up and down and see if it works correctly. There you go, we got it working. Now we can push the button into position.
It's some rainy afternoon.
Just gently and carefully push it in. There you go. We got this one done.
In about 45 minutes or so, by Portland pianist Sophie Lippert is called Sunburst.
Well, now that you got these two buttons done, if you want, you can start working on the lower ones. That'll be on part 2 video. Wow, what a difference. Plus, I know my lights are going to come on. One more thing to scratch off the bucket list. Now the buttons on the left side, you're going to do the same thing. Everything you just did on the right side, do it to the left side. Well, now that you got these two buttons done, if you want, you can start working on the lower ones. That'll be on part 2 video. Again, just click up on the right hand corner and it'll take you there. It's going to require a couple of more tools, but I'm going to show you a way that you can do it without removing your steering wheel. So I hope this video helped you, and we'll see you over at part 2. If it's not up right now, it will be up within a week or so from the date of this video when it was made. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was very informative. Please check out my other how-to videos. Oh, and check out my new website. There's new items being put in there every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, hit the bell. Until then, we'll see you at my next video. Bye!